Hi everyone, today we're looking for red squirrels in the forest and visiting one of Scotland's most scenic cafes. Welcome to Thistle Stop. I'm Morven, a first-time mum to toddler Amber, and I make videos about our day trips, holidays and all things mum life. Join me as I explore family-friendly adventures across Scotland and beyond. So it's a lovely sunny Sunday afternoon in June, and we've just arrived at the Lodge Forest Visitor Centre in Aberfoyle, and we're hoping to see some red squirrels. Nestled above the village of Aberfoyle, this is where our adventure into wild forests, tumbling waterfalls and sweeping views begins. The Lodge Forest Visitor Centre is a gateway to the heart of Scotland's breathtaking Trossachs National Park. It opened in 1960 as the David Marshall Lodge, funded by the UK Carnegie Trust. Fifer David Marshall, who was then chair of the trust, pioneered the idea that forests should be places for public learning as well as leisure. Rebranded in 2013, the lodge is now an award-winning visitor attraction and is popular with cyclists, walkers and nature lovers. Step onto the trails and breathe in the fresh Highland air. It's easy to see why David Marshall was so passionate about making these forests accessible to all. Entry to this beautiful natural space is free, but there is a small parking charge of up to £5 per day.
Feeder on that tree.
Oh yeah. Do you see out the window?
Birdies.
Yeah. That was just lovely to see the red squirrels in the wildlife hide. And so we've done that now, and we're on the green trail through the Queen Elizabeth Forest. And it's a moderate trail, so we're hoping it's not too extreme. And we're just following the waypoints here. So it's a Scottish Forestry Commission site here, and I picked up this leaflet in the visitor centre. It tells you a little bit about the area of the Queen Elizabeth Forest Park. It takes in Loch Katrine, parts of Loch Lomond and this forest park here in Aberfoyle.
Go, 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 go.
Are you enjoying your walk?
Me? Yeah, it's a nice day. It's a bit cooler down in that bit, wasn't it? The sun
Yeah, we seem to go downhill a bit to like a lower area.
We're a bit more cool, which is nice. Because you get hot with this thing on. But no, it's nice up. I've never been here before. I've never driven through Aberfoyle. Never stopped here. Do you fancy going to go ape?
I don't fancy going to go ape.
The screams from the zip wire hasn't made you want to do it.
Go Ape shares the site here, and when we were parking the car you could hear all the screams of people, and then over the waterfall there was people on the zip wire going across, and yeah, they sounded quite terrified. But you've done Go Ape before, haven't you?
Not this one, but I have done it before, yeah. It's good fun. You spend most of the time just like clambering around trees, so you don't, you know, there's only normally 1 or 2 zip lines on the whole thing. Well, there was a load of guys came out absolutely covered in mud. Did you notice that? No. When we were standing outside the bit? So I don't know what happened to them.
So this estate used to be owned by the Duke of Montrose, and the trees were cut down every 15 to 20 years and used for fuel construction and making charcoal or for iron production. Aberfoyle sits right on the Highland boundary fault, which runs from Helensburgh in the west all the way up to Stonehaven in the east, and it separates the lowlands of Scotland with the highlands. So this is like the point in the country where the scenery kind of changes to be a bit more dramatic geographically. Yeah, even driving around up here, it does kind of change, doesn't it? It's more like rural and highland looking. And there's lots of lochs in this area, and we're hoping to go to a cafe this afternoon that sits on the shores of Loch Katrine, which is still within the Queen Elizabeth Forest Park, and it looks really nice.
Mm-hmm. Is that not where Glasgow's water comes from?
I think it is where Glasgow's water comes from, certainly the north of Glasgow anyway. Just off the main trail stands a memorial to the lumberjills of World War II. The statue is based on the likeness of Christina Forrester from Glasgow, who was just 19 when she joined the Women's Timber Corps in 1942. These women performed heavy forestry work, including felling and sawing trees to support the war effort. After a month of training, Christina had learned how to cut down trees using axes and saws. She was then sent to work in Perthshire, living in Alyth and working the surrounding forests until she returned to Glasgow in 1945. Christina and her two daughters were special guests of honour at an Armistice Day reception held here in November 2014 when she was in her 90s. Whoa, is that good fun? The big beastie bothy.
Do you know any songs?
Not on the wind chimes, no. So that was the green trail and we're just finished. It took us about an hour. We didn't rush though, we took our time and we stopped at a few things along the way. And we're going to head off now to the Pier Café at Loch Katrine.
further instructions for this PA system.
What is that?
You waving bye, boat. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Still waiting for yours, Amber.
Oh, you're chippy, Amber.
Oh, they're hot.
You need to let them cool down a wee bit. It's a bit hot, darling. Do you want some garlic bread?
Yeah, no bother. Is everything alright for you?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Bye bye. You didn't like the boat when he was tooting at you though, did you?
Since 1859, Loch Katrine has been an essential source of clean drinking water for the city of Glasgow. Water from the loch is transported to Glasgow through a network of aqueducts, reservoirs and tunnels, relying primarily on gravity to move the water over a distance of around 50 miles. And this small island is known as Factor's Island, and it's called this because outlaw Rob Roy imprisoned the factor of the Duke of Montrose on this island in a dispute over tenants' land rents. So the Pier Café was absolutely delightful. The staff were great, the food was lovely, and it was actually quite reasonably priced as well. The scenery was just spectacular as well. We've just pulled over on the way back from the cafe and just look at this view here. This is Loch Katrine. And it's just absolutely gorgeous. So we're going to head home now. That was just such a lovely day. Thanks for coming along with us, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.